Hello, Kokoro athletes and families. Thank you for joining me for the Nourishing You Well presentation. I definitely thought about starting this with my head down on the desk because, Lordy, the number of times I have started, stopped, deleted, and started over this information is pretty interesting. So given that, I am going to do this just a little bit differently. And in hindsight, I think it's actually going to be better. So the struggle is actually worthwhile. I am going to do several short videos. I will log all of them in the login area of the website. I will title them accordingly as to what the information is. And that way you can just grab some bite-sized morsels as you move through the information. You don't have to watch one whole long video. They'll just be smaller ones. So hopefully that will be something that is easy to digest for you. Okay, so I am sharing my screen here. We will work through a handout, which I will also log in the login area of the website. So all the resources will be there. You should have everything you need. If you have questions about the information, please email me. You can call me, you can text me, reach out if you need some additional resources. Happy to help. My name is Jennifer. You've probably seen me in other Kokoro videos with RT. RT and I are married, which often surprises the athletes because we have different last names. We started Kokoro volleyball together in 2010. So here we are in our virtual meeting setting. I do have a degree in nutritional science. I was led to that path because I was also a high school and club athlete, and I was never the fastest, definitely not the tallest, couldn't jump the highest. I definitely was one of the harder workers, but I was never going to be that athlete that was just that it came really easy to. I had to work hard for everything that I guess I acquired. And a part of that working hard for me was determining that I needed to add nutrition into my training as a way to really optimize my performance. So in high school at 16, 17, I really started to kind of do my own research, whether it was good research or not. I started to become aware that I could utilize nutrition to help myself recover, to perform my best, so on and so forth. So that's where my interest kind of stemmed from, was being an athlete myself. My interest was there further peaked when I went to college as a Division I athlete. I did decide to study nutritional science, and it would probably maybe be a little bit surprising to you to know that I had disordered eating while I was in college. A part of that primarily was caused by having our body fat tested by our trainer at the time every single week. So if we fell above 16% in our body fat, we had to in turn run a mile. If we didn't run the mile under 7 minutes, then we had to run the mile again. So it was really a punishing type scenario for young female athletes. Couple that with being young competitive female athletes, we did not want to fail what felt like this test. And so many of my teammates, myself included, became very restrictive on what we were eating, when we were eating, how we were eating it. I remember often we would just eat air popped popcorn as meals. And then we would patiently wait for our next meal to be granted to us. We were super restrictive, very unhealthy, not eating all the food groups. It was really unfortunate. And in turn, there was lots of injuries, lots of fatigue. We definitely were not performing at our best. So it was really just a spiraling of events that was unhealthy for us. So I tell you that story because it's really important that you as an athlete, you as parents understand that I'm not providing this information in any way, shape, or form to be restrictive. This is not about diets. This is about working to see food as a way to optimize your performance, reduce injury, and help you recover. So food is a tool. Food isn't bad, food is a tool. So I really just cannot understate enough that this is not about restriction. This is not about a diet. This is about viewing food as something that can be very healthy and helpful for you as an athlete, period. Not about diets. So I want to make sure that you hear that. Secondly, my disclaimer to you is that everybody's body is bio-individual. So what works for me might not work for Susie Joe down the street. She might either have food sensitivities or allergies, be diabetic. There could be a whole slew of reasons why what I would eat doesn't help Susie Joe feel her best. So it's important that you take that into account as you're adding foods into your diet, which I prefer to say is that we're adding foods in versus taking things away. I don't ever want anybody to perceive that we're taking foods away. Not the goal here. We're working really hard to add in a bunch of healthy foods so that eventually we really just don't crave those things that don't serve us well. Doesn't mean that we can't have them. We just understand they don't serve us well and we understand how they make us feel. So that is a disclaimer, again, that you might have restrictions or something in your composition that might not allow you to eat the same things that I do or your teammates do. So just take that into consideration as you're reviewing the information. Okay, so that concludes the introduction portion of the Nourishing Your Athlete. Come back and we're going to talk about why this information is important.